Today, in this video, we're going to take another look at some special areas on the vehicle. Here, the BMW E46 is already waiting behind the camera. In this case, the front shape is not flat, so to speak. Unlike most vehicles, where the front just has a few edges going downward, on the E46, the front bumper actually sticks out a bit more. That means we have a 90-degree angle here. Let's take a closer look at that in detail. And in this small area here, we also want to be able to reach it really well with the pad. But the problem is, there's just not enough space, especially when we're working in orbital mode, because the pad is still moving back and forth. And with a 12mm throw, as you know, there's a lot of movement in the pad. Not just here in terms of rotation, of course, but also in the sideways movement. And we want to have a clean transition. That's why the rotational movement with the rotation adapter on these machines is, of course, ideal here. So let's just connect that. Here's a quick guide up front. And let's switch things over. Currently, the EVO Mini Pro is equipped with the 12mm throw adapter. And you can easily remove it, as I've already shown you. Just press the retaining clips or buttons on the left and right. Then simply turn it along with the arrow here. And then you've already taken off the adapter. What you need to do now is prepare the rotation adapter, which is of course marked here with RO. And you can also tell because there's no eccentric weight inside, no counterweight, so to speak. Then we simply take the long adapter here. Of course, you can also use the short one if you want. That's no problem at all. But if you're working with 90-degree angles, I always recommend using the long one because you'll simply have more space. For flat surfaces, you can go ahead and use the short one here. And for those 90-degree angles or whenever things get a bit tight, use the long adapter. That's why it's already included, of course. Hold it at the back, right here at the transition, and then just screw the whole thing on tightly. You only need to tighten it by hand. Really, just hold it a bit, hand tight, and that's it. And then you can also use the wrench up here. But even then, let me tell you, so far, hand tight has worked perfectly fine. Now I'm going to use the 30mm pad here, and you also have it on the side. There. Where the wrench can hook in, you can also do it easily with your fingers. Hold it in place and just screw it on like this. A little bit is absolutely no problem. And when loosening it, if you tightened it a bit too much, just use the wrench with your fingers. And then you can unscrew it again, so that's completely hassle-free. Just give it a try. Up to now, I've always done it without a wrench, works great, and with that, everything is already mounted here, and now we can just put it in place here. And you don't need to press any buttons, just align arrow to arrow, there we have it. You can already hear it click. Push it on, press it down, secure it. Then hook the holder in on the left and right sides. And now it's ready to use, and the whole thing works with rotation. It kind of reminds you a bit of a dental drill, but that's actually the reason why these tools look like this and have this ergonomic shape, because you can really work along these contours very nicely. And next is the backing pad, and the pad itself, which I've already shown you. Move the pads back and forth a little, and once they're secure, they line up very nicely here. This gives you a really good working area and allows you to follow these shapes very precisely. And that's also a really nice point. So in terms of the tool itself, it's a bit unusual, but for me personally, once you've worked with it, it makes absolute sense, and you can rest your hand on it nicely and guide it really well. So as you can see here, the indicator has started to fog up, so we need to replace that as well. So we're not 100% finished here with the E46 yet, and let's take a look at that now. With the lamp, and then we can already see here in front, all these many streaks on it. You can see that well. It's also a bit cloudy. So it's just still missing a bit of shine and appearance here. And here we can really see the damage again. Now the question is, should we rather work on this area over here because the damage here is really severe? I think we'll just tape off here and focus on the area on the right side. All right, then let's tape here, this over the top. So let's see if the method with the small pad, with the 30mm backing plate is already enough here. I'll put a bit of polish on the surface here. A small dot is enough for that. And now, what's important with rotary machines? First, forget everything I've taught you about speeds. With the dual action mode, where I always say, use the highest setting and constant pressure. Here, please do not use the highest setting. With rotary, of course, the polish wants to fly outward. That's the first thing. The second thing is way too much heat and way too much cut are generated. And that puts stress on the surface and it puts stress on the pad. That's why you start here on level 1 and spread everything out first. You can already see the big difference here. You can reach these areas perfectly with this. It sounds strange, but it's like those surgical tools. In medicine, dentistry, and so on, you also have long transitions so you can specifically reach all these areas. That's why someone commented that it looks like a cordless screwdriver or something. I don't know, to me it looks more like a hammer or some kind of drilling tool used in mining. But there's a reason for that too. They look like that because it allows you to get into narrow areas very precisely. And that's also why it has this special shape. I think it's really, really good. So the area is marked, that's the one we want to polish. Now we'll start with level 1 and process it slowly at first. All right, and I'll show you this live right here. You can see here, mine hasn't even seen a full hour of use yet. We're at 2000 revolutions, level 1, the battery has 3 out of 4 bars. And now we'll go over it here first. Now we can go up 1 level. At a rate of 3000 revolutions per minute, you will find that you already possess a speed. That is entirely more than sufficient and adequate for the rotation topic. You can go up another level, but the higher you go, if you're using the medium pad here, the stronger the cut will be. And that can also negatively affect the polish and finish a bit. I'm really not applying much pressure here either. You also have the original speed now, there's no time lapse here, and you also have the original volume right here. Nothing has been changed, so you can hear how it works here. And it's totally relaxed. So I could easily have a relaxed conversation here on the side, but you don't need to shout or anything like that. As I said, if the display flickers here, it's simply because of the camera's refresh rate. Of course, it's completely visible the whole time. So let's go up one more level, level 3. And this is now kind of the speed I would work at. You could maybe even go up to 4, depending. You just have to try it out. Can we do one more? More. Yeah, so 3 to 4. That's kind of the perfect mode. Then we can turn it off again. Oh, you can really feel that. And take a look at this, if you don't believe me here. I hope you can see that the pad is kind of steaming a bit. I'll show you again. Watch out. I'm going up to level 4 again. Now people always ask, yeah, what do you mean by heat? Look, I'm just going over it briefly without applying much pressure at all. Almost none. We're just stabilizing it. Now I'm going down. There, did you see that? The kind of heat that's generated here. And that's why you should approach speed very calmly. That was the Sonax X0406 here. Of course, it doesn't have an absolutely massive cut now, but we can take a look. Where's the lamp? There. Let's see if that's already made a difference. And yes, you can see it very, very clearly. That already looks really good. Let's go over here compared to before. I'll also show you the before picture again now, but you can already see it in the color too. Look how nice and deep black it is now. And here we still have all these damages. So it's already looking good. But if the scratches are as deep as up here, you can definitely use a stronger pad. The gray one and the 0505 or even the X-Cut from Sonax, for example, also work very, very well in that area. So that was basically just to give you a bit of an introduction. And now I'm going to go over it again with a stronger pad because I still want to get up here. I want to get rid of the last scratches up here as well. This is an even harder pad now, and be careful when you're polishing with a rotary polisher so the polish doesn't fly everywhere. But it can happen. Just wipe it off if it does, no problem. So over here we also have a scratch, which I'm going to take care of as well. Let's get started. First, work it in briefly. And like I said, if there are a few splatters, you can see it here. I'm not hiding that from you, you know. I'll show you what I mean. That's just how it is, right? We'll just move it over here a bit. Now, you can already tell, we can go up one more level so it runs a bit more steadily. But here come the first little splatters already. But like I said, that's not a problem. That's normal. And where the bumper is a bit loose, it vibrates a little too. Don't stress about it. And now we're going right along the edge. And that's the big advantage of rotation. You can really get right up to the edge here. With a dual action polisher, it would still move back and forth like this. And we wouldn't get clean transitions. What I wanted to mention earlier, we saw it clearly, there were no holograms here at all. So if you set it down nice and straight and go over it calmly, nothing really happens. And no heavy holograms either. All right, now I'm on level 3, so let's go over here. That looks good. Really, I'm not pressing down hard here or anything. Not at all. You can also just turn it back down or simply switch it off. You'll always start again at level 1 anyway. So, and now let's wipe this off here. Yes, you can really notice the difference, that's for sure. The 0406 is simply not made to remove these deep marks here, that's clear. I can already wipe this off for you here. We'll have the transition completely done in a moment. It also polishes out really well. And with that, we have a very, very clear result. All right, I'll bring myself a bit closer. Here we can already see that we have a nice dark surface. There are definitely a few very light holograms present. You can see them quite well here now. I'll show you the effect again in a moment when we go over it once more with the finishing pad, also using the rotary polisher. We'll create a nice shine here again. Also with the rotary, of course. Briefly work in the fresh polish again, so that not too much flies around unnecessarily. That's really great, it works super well. In terms of handling, so keep it nice and straight, so we really don't create any sanding marks, just holograms. That's exactly the point. Keep the machine nice and straight. If we tilt it now, basically go at a real angle with the pad, then we have the problem that we create new small marks here. So, and that's it already. So that should be very quick and easy. Let's immediately check the difference here. With this lighting, as you know, you can't see anything at all. We definitely need a spot lamp again. Here we have one. Yeah, so I have to take this out here, otherwise you really can't see it properly. I think you can see it nicely here now. Here we have the area polished with finish. Now comes the area with cut. Do you see that? How that haze is created around the light, how everything gets a bit distorted. And here we have the unpolished area. So that's pretty intense here. Here, there are some real lengthwise streaks on it, which I'll remove later as well. Like I said, here. Cut area, but with a slight hologram, because of course it's rotary and cut. And here we have the nice area fully finished. Looks good. Yes, it's that simple. You can do exactly what I've just shown you with the EVO Mini, of course. You can also compare them both again. I still need to get used to it. EVO Mini, EVO Mini Pro. So if I ever add the Pro to something in the future or leave it out, you'll always know. You can see the machines in the picture. Overall, really very, very nice. I think the grip is really good. And here you can also see a nice difference again. Here too, I grab at the front, but the head is noticeably narrower. And with my little finger, I'm already very, very close to the plate. Of course, that's if you don't have the long adapter attached. And here you like to rest your hand on top, but for me personally, the handling here just feels more natural and ergonomic. I grip it like this, and when I naturally reach forward, I automatically have the machine in my hand and don't have to train my hand to do it. So it's simply an ergonomic point. That's why I've had this machine in prototype testing for you for a long, long time. I was one of many testers, and the feedback was always about the ergonomics, whether it really is as you imagine it. And then up here, using the rotary knob with 2 fingers or even just 1 finger, perfect. There will of course be more videos on rotary polishing, also with larger pads, but for these fine details, for these transitions, 90-degree angles or narrow areas, where you might even need to get under a spoiler edge. This is absolutely brilliant. With this little, let's call it a drill, with this little drill, you can get wonderfully into the gaps. It kind of reminds me of the dentist. Not a great topic. Let's end the video on a positive note. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to try it yourself. And let me tell you, you can do it just as well, even without much experience. With a bit of sensitivity, with a bit of patience, you can do it perfectly. Maybe just grab a part from the junkyard, a small piece of painted metal where you can practice for a bit, but otherwise the machine won't jerk out of your hand or slip in anyway. If you just hold it lightly and ergonomically in your hands, it works absolutely smoothly. Until then, thank you very much for watching. We'll see each other again next time. And with that, I say thank you. See you in the next video. We're always available if you have questions. And of course, we'll be seeing the EVO Mini Pro and the EVO Mini in many more videos. Until then,